Without doubt one of the best circuits on the calendar. This is Spa in Belgium. Last year saw Liuzzi win ahead of pole sitter Rosberg and third place Kimi Raikkonen. In Q1 we saw the resurgence of Ralf Schumacher for Dodgem Racing as he beat off Tony Liuzzi and Mark Webber. Failing to make it into the race are AJ, Mitchell and SF1. And here comes the action for Q2 as we're on board with Pedersen replacement number 2, Felipe Massa. Down the hill towards Eau Rouge. It's been tarmacked this year. I don't know why, as they go through the trees at the Kemmel Straight. Building up to roughly 215 miles an hour into Lacombe. There's the right, there's the left. And just to tell you how close Q1 actually was, 7 teams got each of their drivers in the top 10, making for a very close session. In the news, Pedersen, this team we're riding on board with, have announced a very, very strong driver lineup of Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen. That should be the strongest lineup, alongside FJR's lineup of Alonso and Rosberg. Also in the news, Yanni was confirmed at Shake and Bake, as well as Button for Tornado. Between the Turkish and the Belgian race, we had a mid-season test at the Czech circuit in Brno. It was 2 days, and we had Kimi Raikkonen top in the first day and Jenson Button top in the second day. Now they're using a new bus stop for this race. It's a much tighter one than before. That could cause some controversy among teams. They usually like the old bus stop, and that's a new graphic. The positions are now in red. They used to be yellow. Here's De La Rosa, Hamilton's teammate, and Hamilton is the fastest man on the track at the moment. Pedro goes 4th, 3.4 seconds quicker. Could be worse, at least you're not Scott Speed, who was 5.6 down. Or thereabouts, it might have been 5.2 actually. Here's Sebastian Bourdais, whose teammate tops the session in Q1. He went second and Jarno Trulli went third. Long straights here, Exelite should do okay here. Zonta crosses the line second, he is on the provisional front row, but not for long as Jenson Button goes 7 tenths quicker. 7 tenths. Now I know Shake and Make don't have the qualifying tyres, which they should have by the next race, but 7 tenths from Jenson Button's pretty good effort. As there's a queue of cars behind Adam Carroll. There we had Mark Webber, and here's Clean into the new bus stop. A tight right followed by a tighter left, rather than the left-right followed by the right-left flick. I have to be honest, I do prefer that one. It's a unique corner in FF1M. Saw some controversial accidents there, including the 1998 race where Verstappen lost the lead due to Junqueira smashing into the barrier and ruining FJR's chance for a win that season. And there's Robert Kubica 12th. That's not a good effort, that. Gear racing with the less powerful Toyota engine as Pantano goes 5th. Alonso crosses the line with Vettel right behind him. Vettel only goes 2nd, perhaps held up by Fernando. If they're not effectively swapping teams, but Vettel is taking and top speeds going to Exley at 207 miles an hour, so not quite as quick as I thought, but still very quick. Vettel is effectively taking Alonso's place at Pedersen, while Alonso goes to FJR. Dark Wolf tend to use the tactic of waiting until after the silly season and waiting until the start of next season before they purchase a driver. They're 2 drivers for this season, and it looks like they're doing the same because we've not had any announcements from them yet. It's Clean about to cross the line for Guy Racing, goes 7th behind, 1.7 seconds behind Jenson Button. Marc Genet. He's been at Dark Wolf for a long time. And he goes 7th. I think he's about a second off Vettel at Spa this time. And here's Robert Kubica attempting to complete a lap. He's improved his sector times, but he goes 9th behind his teammate. So Robert's struggling a little bit. Massa goes 12th. I don't think Massa's got a drive for next season yet. Could have a check. No, Massa has not got a drive for next season, as Hamilton starts a lap on his hard tyres. Through the swooping Eau Rouge. Absolutely flat out, no problem whatsoever. Now last season they had gravel rather than tarmac at Eau Rouge and Radion. And Hamilton, he's quicker at the first sector, but only by 1/4 of a tenth. Let's see what he can do in the remaining 2 sectors. It's a long lap, the longest we go to this season, at 7 kilometres. We're 22 minutes into the session as Hamilton enters Pouhon corner. Just a small lift. Looked like, a little bit sideways it looked like then. So he's pushing very hard into the Fagnes chicane. Now let's see what the second sector point is after the first Savalo apex. He's 1/10 up, he's on course. Now on the climb to Blanchimont. Flat out left-handers, but we've seen some incidents here. We saw Petrov and Raikkonen colliding there in last season's qualifying session, and in the 93 Masters race, in the Masters era, we had Schumacher and Massa for FJR and I believe Willow's Images. Hamilton crosses the line fastest, he takes provisional pole, but Felipe Massa had a scary instant for FJR in 93. And here's Hamilton's teammate De La Rosa. What can he do? His qualifying's not been spectacular, but his racing has been solid. He goes 19th, 3.5 seconds down, and here's Nico Rosberg. Can he challenge Hamilton up front? It's a slower lap time. He goes 4th, 1.1 seconds down. Jarno Trulli for X-Elite, crossing the line. He goes 10th. It's a good effort from the X-Elite and the 3-time world champion. Vettel, can he challenge Hamilton? No, he can't. He only goes 3rd. Genet goes 5th. So Genet is now closer to Vettel, but not quite there. And Pantano's improved at his second split point, but his first sector is not his personal best. What can he do when he crosses the line? It's going to be slower than Hamilton. It's 8th quickest though. He's still in the top 10. Now I said that the Toyota engine was underpowered, but not by that much judging by the top speed. It was only 1 mile an hour off the X-Elite and 2.6 off the, or 2.5 off Nico Rosberg, the BMW engined FJR. As Felipe Massa completes another lap. As we reach the halfway point, he's 13th. And here's Fernando Alonso, Massa's teammate, of course. He's 16th. Massa is faster than Alonso in qualifying. As this is the halfway point of the session, Webber goes 12th. Scott Speed now. What can he do? Can he improve his position? His sector times have shown improvements. It's only good enough for 21st. Speed clearly struggling compared to Jarno Trulli, who is himself a 3-time champion. Tony Eliuzzi. He was second quickest in pre-qualifying, but this looks like a slower lap. How much slower is it going to be? It's only 14th. Can't translate that pace. Vettel on a final crack. His first sector's not the best, but he's improved at his second sector. What can this do? Second! Just a tenth slower than Hamilton. Kimi Raikkonen seemingly thought he didn't have a drive for next season, with MRD retiring at the end of ending their career at the end of the season. Crossing the line goes Raikkonen, 9th. And Vettel still a 10th down. That was the exact same lap time as what he did. But here we are on board with Vettel into Eau Rouge. Can he make his qualifying tyres count? What's his first sector? It's quicker. It's a 10th quicker than Hamilton. He missed the apex there for the first part of the comb though. Now into Rivage, the long hairpin. Turns in early. Through the corner with no name. And now to Pouon. Missed the apex again a little bit. The second apex doesn't really matter. Now into the final chicane. Right, left. What's his second sector like? As he turns right at Stavelot. He's slower. Vettel's not improved on his first sector, and well, he has improved on his own time, but he's slower than Hamilton. Just the bus stop to go, as the Blanchimont is not really a corner, it's just a little flick left, foot hard, and stamp on the brakes for the bus stop. Turns it right, left again. Is this good enough to beat Lewis Hamilton off the front row? No, it's not! He's improved his lap time to only 800ths behind, but it's not enough to beat Lewis Hamilton, who does take pole position. An impressive effort considering that his tyres are more inferior than the qualifyings on Vettel's. Jenson Button takes third ahead of Rosberg, Genet 5th, and 2002 race winner Ricardo Zonta 6th. He knows his way around this track. Bourdais, showing that Belgium do indeed have potential from their pre-qualifying pace, 7th. Raikkonen and Klein, 9th and 10th. Trulli 11th in the X-League, good effort. Less so from Fernando Alonso, only 17th. And Ralf Schumacher, who tops Q1, only down in 20th. And here comes the start of the race for the Belgian Grand Prix. It's go! And Hamilton's got away well. Vettel's had a poor start. He's dropped behind Button. It's his second poor start in the row. That's a Dodgem coming up on the inside. Great start from Sébastien Bourdais as he moves up into third from 7th on the grid. And there's the other Dodgem of Ralph, getting in a bit of a log jam. And here's Lewis Hamilton in the lead from Jenson Button, Sébastien Bourdais, Nico Rosberg, Vettel down to 5th. Poor start from Vettel on second on the grid, but he's challenging Rosberg into the Lecombe. Outbreaks the German. German on German for 4th place. So already he's trying to make up for his poor start. And unlike the previous years, it seems like there's not been an incident into Eau Rouge this time. Vettel now challenging Bourdais for 3rd. Gets blocked, but he's still in the slipstream. Can he do anything about it into the bus stop chicane? Goes to the left first. Has a look on the inside, but Bourdais defends well. I think Vettel just went to the wrong side of the track as Marc Genet gets overtaken by Giorgio Panzano. Panzano flying. And he's now up to 6th ahead of Genet and Zonta. Meanwhile, we look at the start from onboard Robert Kubica. Trulli got a flyer, and that was a Pedersen flying up the order as well. And an MRD nudging a Tornado, and Kubica Massa into a spin there. But it's been a poor start for Kubica, who's dropped down the order, and Mark Webber's taken Zonta for 8th. So both Tornadoes are in the points now. As De La Rosa running ahead, and he's run wide at Rivage. He's clouted the barrier. Is he out of the race? He stopped. And he is out. Pedro De La Rosa becomes the first retirement of the race. As Vettel tries to go on the inside of Bourdais into the Fagny chicane. Good move. He's up to 3rd place. But Hamilton pulling away from Button. He means business. He wants to challenge Vettel for the championship. Even if he is 31 points behind, he wants to just let Vettel know that he isn't going to walk away from this. As Raikkonen is being challenged from behind by the Pedersen. Oh yeah, I thought he hung on then, but he just ran wide and smashed into it, and that was a Pedersen. I wonder if it was the driver that just overtook him. Even so, poor driving from Kimi Raikkonen, if he just went right across on him, and a Tornado is challenging Rosberg. That's Pantano and Rosberg. As behind him, Genet is challenging Webber. And can Pantano get on the inside? Not quite. Fastest lap for Lewis Hamilton, who extends his lead to 5.2 seconds from Button. Vettel 3rd, Bourdais 4th, Rosberg under pressure for 5th place from both Tornadoes. Now as they go into Eau Rouge, they've modified La Source slightly because to give it a slightly faster run, but still these cars are taking it flat out. Now we know an inside technical information on the mid-season test is that FJ and Shake and Bake were improving the engine. That looked like a pretty weird line from Rosberg there, but it seems they want to make the engine better. And Pantano's right on the back of Rosberg as he goes into Rivage, and Rosberg's struggling with the car a little bit. He's got Pantano right behind him, who himself has got Webber right behind him, who himself has got Genet right behind him. So it's a 4-way battle for 5th place as they go into Pouhon on their lap 4. Can he do it into the Fagny? No, Rosberg defends well. And Genet's dropped back from Webber. So it has now become a 3-way battle for 5th. Round Stavelot, this is now Pantano's best opportunity into the bus stop chicane. Yeah, having a look on the inside there, but there's no way through there. It's right behind him now. This is where he's got to do it. He's gone the wrong side. And he had to lift off then. Rosberg holds on to 5th at the start of lap 5. As Hamilton extends his lead to 6.7 seconds now. And Pantano's up the inside into Fagny chicane. Rosberg trying to hold on there, but Pantano's got the high ground. And now the inside line into Stavelot. But now Rosberg's hanging on. He does not want to give up 5th place. And now the side-by-side as they go into Blanchimont. They've been side-by-side for more than a kilometre now, but Pantano's on the outside into Blanchimont. They're still side-by-side, but now Pantano's got the inside line, and Webber trying around the outside. And I think Rosberg's going to hold on. Some fantastic driving by both those drivers, and now Pantano's got Webber right behind him. And Webber's up the inside into La Source. Lap 6, Webber up to 6th. As Hamilton is now 8.1 seconds, he's pulling away massively. Oh, the inside of Rouge, you can't do that. Remember the 2002 race where both Andy Racings tried to go side by side with another driver and both speared off the track and had their cars split in half. Both Andy Racing drivers, that was. Certainly one of the more spectacular accidents in FF1M we've ever seen. Other instances have included last year's race with Wirtz ripping many wheels off, and Petrov ripped his wheels off as well, and Webber up the inside in the Fania chicane. Rosberg trying to hold on again, but Webber's now properly ahead of him, and Rosberg down to 5th, 6th. Now Pantano is trying to get him in lap 7. He wants 6th place now. Rosberg shutting the door there, but missing his apex. They've got to be careful. Genet is also lurking up to the back of them as Webber pulls away massively. We've seen some overtaking into the Fania chicane. That's quite unusual. We don't normally see overtaking into that corner. It's usually bus stop and the Lacombe corner. And Rosberg blocking the inside line, telling Pantano that you can't get through there. I want to hold on to 6th place no matter what. Round Blanchimont to go. Pantano again round the outside. It's not going to work, that line. Rosberg still defending a little bit. And in fact, Pantano missed the apex then. 11 seconds is now the lead between Hamilton and Button. Shake and bakes have improved massively as the season has gone on. Particularly in engine power now, because it seems like Hamilton's got the complete package now. So we see the Pedersen there being challenged by an MRD. Jenson Button here in 2nd place, becoming under pressure from Sebastian Vettel now. And that's a mechanical problem. I heard the car stutter as he went into Stavelot, and Jenson Button's pulling off the track. Vettel up to 2nd now. Sounded like a complete gearbox seizure then, with the way the car juddered to a halt. So a bad look for Shannon there. Again, Rosberg shutting the door a little bit. And that's a Pedersen slowing down. Pulling off the track. It's Felipe Massa. It's Alonso's in 13th, so... And it's a puncture as well. That's frightening on this part. And Alonso gets the door shut on him, and that's contact between Kubica and Alonso. And we're having a look at a slow-mo from Liuzzi's point of view. Wonder what this replay is all about. There's a yellow flag. And that's Felipe Massa. Oh, the wheel's coming off, and Liuzzi slammed into it. This race is going from bad to worse for Shannon. Lovely slow-mo shot there. Mark Webber now in 4th place, challenging Sebastian Bourdais for 3rd. Oh, right up the inside at Rivage, but that's too eager, and he's gone off the track. Is he pulling off? Webber's pulled off. Well, that was hideously ambitious there from Mark Webber. As we see Lewis Hamilton on lap 19 with a 21-second lead over Sebastian Vettel, and he's going to pit this lap to make his first stop. Around this new pit lane and into his box full of uncolour coordinated mechanics. Wait for there's the black and red. Let's see his stop. 9, 10, 11.6. Of course, it's a long track, and Vettel pits as well. It's a long track, so on lap 19, I don't think they're doing a one-stop. Vettel stopped 10.4. So he's going for a slightly shorter middle stint in hope of closing the gap to Lewis Hamilton. But it's a big ask even for Vettel. And they both rejoin ahead of Rosberg, who's got Pantner right behind him still. But not for long by the looks of it. Pantner tried to look on the inside there, but he wasn't really alongside. These two have had a great scrap. In fact, Pantner doesn't have a drive for next season, I don't think. Not yet, anyway. The silly season is still taking shape. See if any of those drivers pit now. They both continue round. And that was Vettel just in front of them. As they both fly into that corner. Pantner still can't find a way past Rosberg. Meanwhile, clearing up to 5th place, so it's been a better race than qualifying for Guy Racing so far, apart from Kubica's collision with Alonso. Now does Pantner go left? He still goes left. And he still can't get on the inside. In fact, Pantner's in the pits. He's had enough behind Rosberg. He's probably sick of seeing that FJR rear wing. And Zonta is up in the 6th place as well. So it's been an okay race for him so far. Back to where he started after a poor start. In fact, Zonta pits. Speak of the devil. This is a very long stop from Pantner. Is he trying a one-stop strategy, I wonder? Christian Albers also pits from 10th place. That's Rosberg in the pits. This is another long stop. He is trying a one-stop. Rosberg and Pantner both on one-stop strategies. So can Nico Rosberg rejoin ahead of Pantner? Just heard a car go past. Wonder who it was. He's well ahead of the Tornado. So that pit stop has worked very well for Nico Rosberg. Meanwhile, Kimi Raikkonen has moved up to 3rd. And Rosberg's engine's blown up! And this is lap 41 as well. That's quite late. So any improvements made to the BMW engine have gone up in smoke for Nico Rosberg. Meanwhile, there's been a properly dominant performance from Lewis Hamilton. As Sebastian Vettel is behind a backmarker there. Going to Ravage, he's going too quick, he's going to run off the track! Vettel's off the track! He's lost a wheel, he's out from 2nd place! Sebastian Vettel, you didn't need to do that! You've got a massive championship lead, and Lewis Hamilton is going to take another huge bite out of the championship lead. All he needs to do is just come out of the bus stop chicane, right and left. And Lewis Hamilton takes a dominance win, but more crucial so as Vettel crashed out. And he sets the fastest lap as well, so it's been pole, fastest lap and the victory. Well, massive drama at the end, but Vettel still finishes 7th despite his outlandish crash. Pantner takes 2nd therefore, ahead of Klein, Raikkonen, Bourdais. Trulli gets points for X-Elite, but they're under pressure now from Dodgem. Zonta finished 8th. Meanwhile, Vettel's now 21 points ahead. This championship is getting tasty. Robert Kubica is now looking safe in 3rd as Rosberg is becoming under threat from Pantner. As are FJR from Tornado. As Guy Racing are 26 points behind Dark Wolf. Shake and Bake 42 behind. But Hamilton has now had 5 wins compared to Vettel's 4. Guy Racing have had 3, FJR 1. That was Belgium. We'll see you at Monza.